So this is where we left off with the first video in the series. Basically, all the components for the outfeed table and the stand are together, without any finish, without any drawers, and without the added pieces like struts and that sort. So let's get to completing it. So first step is the finish. These are the results of my very first coat of spar varnish on this, and as it is currently 43 degrees in the shop, it's taken I don't know, like 3 days for it to dry. I'm not gonna sand it just yet. I'm gonna turn on the heater and flood the shop with as much heat as I can, and I may end up using a heat gun before I put another coat on it. I need to do this above 50 degrees Fahrenheit, and it's hard for me to get the shop that hot in the winter. All the pieces are cut for my drawers. I neglected to show me cutting them out and the steps it takes to do that. The best thing to do, I'll link it in my comments below. Go to Jeff Mertz, how to do the lock rabbit drawers. It's the way I've always done them. It's the way I was taught to do them, and he explains it really, really well. Now, he uses a dado blade. You don't have to specifically have a dado blade. You can just run multiple passes and just move your fence over if you don't have a dado blade. But yeah, I'll link it in the comments below. But let's put them together, see how they look. There's that rabbit joint. Get everything squared and glue set. No glue on the bottom joint, so all around the periphery of the bottom, no glue. You want that to be able to flex. And you remember, you got like a 30 seconds on each side for it to move a little bit. But I'll get it clamped square and all the joints tight before I end up shooting a few nails in it. Actually, those are staples. Those aren't nails. But there we go. There is the drawer carcass together. All 6 drawers, at least the carcasses together. This one wants to act a little squirrely on me, so I'm going to leave it clamped square in that corner until the glue dries. And after they dry overnight, I'm going to go ahead and install them, and to give a good 1/2 inch space between the bottom, the middle, and the top. That way, if there's any sag or anything, depending on what I load this thing with. And then after that, I'll get the drawer faces put on. This is where the brains of the X-Carve are going to go. I'm actually going to do a plexiglass piece there with some vents on it. Just like with drawer construction, installation of drawers, it's something tried and true. There's a million videos on it. I've done it the same way since I was 14 or 15. I'll just go through it really quickly without explanation. I think that the video will explain it. Now you will notice that there is a cut here. Why is there a cut there and there? Because I screwed that up. But I did my first cut on this side when it should have been on the other side of the drawer. But I fixed it. There will be a panel here, so there's no reason to scrap the whole drawer because of this. We'll call it a feature. Well, poopers. So I got this side in just fine, and I went to put that side in, and what I found was I am about a 1/16 too proud on that side's drawers. I guess in putting this in, it's over to this side just a little bit. These actually, they went in just fine. They closed just fine. So what I'm going to do is get the belt sander out and then take off that 1/16. I'm actually going to take off a 1/16 on both sides, just to give it a little bit of wiggle room. All right, here we go. And just like that, happenstance has let me know once again that it's my master. I broke a belt as I turned the belt sander on. So let me swap that out. Alright, I've got the drawer fronts on here. Now, I used 3/4 inch material for these. And I really want to tell you a story about how much better they are structurally or some other bit of malarkey. But in truth, I just ran out of 1/2 inch ply and had this 3/4 already, so that's what I used. I'll put the pulls on. When we remodeled the house, we changed out some 80s Riffic chrome pulls for the glass restoration hardware pulls. So I'm gonna put the chrome 80s Riffic on here, and actually I think they're satin chrome to make them just sassy. Anyway, so all 6 drawers have the fronts on them, and we're good to go. I'm gonna let the glue dry and then put some poly on everything. Going a little overboard on the lift mechanism, or I guess the prop mechanism on the tabletop. The original design called for like a 3-foot just stick basically that held it up, and that'll work just fine, but yeah, I have issues. I spent a little extra money and picked up these struts from Max Pow. I'll actually put the description down below, or I guess the link to pick them up. Now these are 80 pounds a piece, so it's 160 pounds. This weighs 62 pounds. So I think we'll be okay. I think that's a fairly good margin of safety. So I'm going to go ahead and put these on. Now, the original strut was 36 inches. These are 36-inch struts, and I got 2 of them. One, because I wanted the top to be balanced when it's raised. The other reason is they're sold in a pair. So I got a pair. Anyway, all right, let's go ahead and put them on. So both struts here are on. There's that one and that one. And then let's close it. Holy Jiminy Jesus. Alright. And then to open it. Sweet. The second coat of satin spar varnish. Thought about doing just 2, but I think just based on how this feels, I'm going to sand this down and put 1 more coat on it. 3 coats of satin spar varnish on the top here, and then I've got 2 coats of polyurethane on the table, as well as all the supports and everything. So it's also branded because I can. And I went ahead and polyed the underside as well, just cause. Alright, let's put those sweet 80s Riffic handles on. I made this cabinet handle jig like, I don't know, 8-9 years ago. And I did it as a quick and dirty and didn't even glue these in. And my stapler didn't have enough air. And my staples didn't go all the way in. And I've never pounded them in. It just works. It's good for 3-inch handles and 4-inch handles, and then if I'm doing center lines. And as you can see, I cut a V-notch, and so wherever I want on the face frame, I just lightly scribe and put this on the drawer, on the face frame of the cabinet, and I always have level and centered handles. One of the projects that I'm planning on doing with the X-Carve is actually making these as a plywood template, not for sale or anything, just for me. Now, as I mentioned, very 80s Riffic. How you like that brush stainless? This stage of the project is completely done. I've got 3 coats on top here, and it's cured. I've started building or rebuilding the X-Carve down below, and it is now perfectly usable, and I couldn't be happier. I couldn't be happier with the original design that I found in Popular Woodworking. I've only screwed that up like 5 times in these videos. With the original design, and then with my tweaks just so it would work with my shop. As mentioned previously, there's a couple things that I'm going to do with the X-Carve video as I do that. One of the things, as mentioned, is the drawer guide I'm going to make for myself. So I'm going to pop one of those out. And then what I find is push sticks. I'm constantly making little push sticks. And so you cut them out, and then you have to cut out the handhold, and you know, just looking at this, it looks like a square. So I think I'm going to make a push stick square. And then my very first project, I'm going to do an organizer for all the X-Carve bits. Because as it stands, like right now, they're all in a drawer inside, kind of jumbled together. So I'm going to make a proper storage area in the drawer down here for all of the bits. For the V bit, for the engraving bit, the sign bits, all those. So yeah, I really appreciate you sticking with me through this 2-part series that was not supposed to be a 2-part series. It was supposed to be 1 part, but I got real involved. There will be more content with both the X-Carve and with traditional carpentry with power tools and hand tools, as well as fabrication and blacksmithing, etc. So I really appreciate, again, you all like staying with me, watching to the end of the video, and there'll be more to come. Thanks.